Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to do topic 41 of paper 2. Topic 41 of paper 2. So here we will be discussing intellectual property rights, that is IPR, and protection of plant variety and farmers right act, that is PPV and FR Act. So first of all we will discuss intellectual property rights. So what are these intellectual property rights? The product, process, ideas, the product process ideas which is outcome of brain of a person, the product, process, ideas from the brain of a person and can be used on commercial scale, which can be used on this product, process and ideas can be used on commercial scale, for benefit of humankind, is known as intellectual property, and the rights. So what are these rights? The rights to intangible property, that is the product of human intellect. What are intangible property? This one, the product of human brain, or that is the product of human intellect, are referred to as intellectual property rights. So the rights conferred to the makers or innovators for their product, process, ideas which are commercially benefited for humankind are known as intellectual property rights. Hope you all understand this, what intellectual property rights are. Now, what are the forms of intellectual rights? In IPR's protection. Moving on, forms of IPR, that is intellectual property rights protection. Number A is primary rights. So primary rights are what are primary rights? These are copyright, patents, trademarks, utility models, industrial design rights, geographical indication, we all have, as your UPSC aspirants, you all know what geographical indication is, what GI products are, trade secrets, related rights, trade name, domain name. So these are primary rights. Now number B is sui generis rights. Sui generis rights. So it consists of database, mask work, plant breeders right. So we will be studying this in detail. PPR farmers right, we will also study this in detail. These are important for us. Moral rights, supplementary protection certificate, supplementary indigenous intellectual property. So these are sui generis rights. So these are primary and sui generis rights. Now moving on. Present status of IPR in India. So IPR in agriculture. Prevalence or present status of IPR in agriculture. So IPR in agriculture is two sui generis right. The first one is plant breeders right, PBR, and second one is FR, that is farmers right. So these are the importance for us. Now what are the advantages of IPR? Advantages of intellectual property right. First of all, it promotes healthy competition. Helps in improving quality. Makes available new ideas, takes to different countries. Makes available new ideas, innovations or technologies. Leads to faster research, enhances research and development. So these are some of the advantages of IPR. Now moving on to Plant Variety Protection and Farmer Right Acts, or protection of plant variety, and farmers' rights. Farmers Right Act of 2001. So this in short we call as PPV and FR Act. So Government of India enacted this in sui generis system, as it comes in sui generis rights, in sui generis system. So what are the rights under it? Rights under it. The first one is breeders' right. So exclusive right to produce, sell and market, distribute. Exclusive right to produce, sell, market, distribute, import or export the protected variety, the variety that is produced by breeders. So they have exclusive right of producing, selling, marketing, distribution, import and export. And also breeder can appoint agent, they can appoint agent / license, they can also produce and license, agent or licensee, so they can appoint agent and licensee in many exercise of civil remedy in case of infringement of right. So they can also appoint this agent and licensee when they need to need remedy in case of infringement of rights. Second is researchers' right. So they can use a registered variety under the Act for conducting experiment. They can use registered variety for conducting research, for conducting their experiment. So this includes use of variety as an initial source for purpose of developing another variety. So they can use this variety as initial source. This variety can be used as initial source to develop new variety. But repeated use, but if you want to do repeated use of this registered variety, then you need prior permission of registered breeder. Suppose a breeder's variety is this, and you want to use this variety to produce new variety, you can use it. But for repeated use, you need the permission of you would need the permission of this A breeder, that is the registered breeder. Now it also consists of farmer's right. Third one is farmer's right. Farmer's right. So farmer is who has evolved or developed a new variety is entitled for registration and protection. Suppose a farmer develops new variety, then he is entitled to registration and protection. R stands for registration, P for protection of this variety, the variety developed as breeder of this variety. Although he develops it accidentally or through traditional knowledge, there is nothing related to it. But when how he develops, it doesn't a matter of talk. If he develops, then he will be termed the breeder, and he will have the right to register and protect that variety. And this variety can also be registered as extant variety. That is, he can save, use, sow, resow, exchange, share, or sell this variety. Sell this seed or farm produce from this variety. And the farmers are also eligible for recognition for rewards for conservation of varieties. And farmer is not liable to pay any fee in any proceedings. Not eligible to, he is not need to pay any for any proceedings before the authority or registrar or tribunal or high court under the act. So for any purposes, suppose he needs to go to high court for protection of this variety, he will not be liable to pay any fee to any tribunal, any high court, anyone. So these are the farmers' right. So these were the rights under PPV and FR Act. I hope you all understand it. Now moving on to the next topic, that is variety protection. Variety protection. So this is by PPV and FRA, that is Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Right Act. So what are the merits? Why we need to protect varieties through this? It is an effective system for protection of varieties and rights. This act is an effective system. It is going well in our system. It recognizes contribution of farmers in conservation and improving and making available PGR for conservation. Recognizes farmers for conservation and making available PGR, that is plant genetic resources. I have discussed in detail in previous lectures. Encourage investment in research and development. Investment in research and development encourages research and development. Promotes growth of seed industry. Ensures availability of high quality seeds. Ensures availability of high quality seeds. It helps in conservation of PGR. Conserves PGR. Provision for benefit sharing. There is provision for benefit sharing. Imposes penalties to curb unhealthy practices. So unhealthy practices are not in the system. So these are the merits of PPB and FRA, or that is why we need to protect our variety under this act. Now what are the demerits? Demerits. So as it encourages the production of high yielding varieties, so these high yielding varieties can lead in reduction of genetic diversity. It promotes monopoly. Suppose we are having rights, so this is the monopoly for us to we will be only able to produce that seed or anything. So it promotes monopoly. So what happens? Suppose someone is having plant breeder rights. So what he will do? He will produce less to hike prices. So what happens sometimes that suppose there is a variety A which is a very good, suppose I am a breeder, I have produced a variety A which is a very good variety and liked by farmers and is getting good price in the market. And so what happens, I will intentionally produce less. So what happens, due to high demand of this variety and less production, its prices will be hiked. So this is one demerit. It also encourages unlawful practices, as discussed here. Encourages unlawful practices. So these are some of the demerits of this act. Now moving on to the next topic, that is plant breeders' right. That is PPR. It is a program established in 1987. Under Plant Variety Rights Act. Plant Variety but in 1994 it was succeeded by Plant Breeders' Right, PPR Act of 1994. So what are the rights protected here? Rights, first of all, is right for commercial seed production, right for commercial seed production, right for marketing, right for export and import, right for authorization, rights to prevent infringement. So these are rights protected. Now what are the merits? What are the merits of plant breeders' right? It will get breeders get benefit of their variety. Breeders will get benefit of their variety produce. It also enhances fast development of seed industry, as these rights will encourage breeder to produce more seeds because they are beneficial for them. It gives economic benefit, it gives them popularity, awards, recognition. So this happens. It improves quality due to competition, improves quality as there are competition between breeders due to competition. And PPR is useful in procurement of good material on payment basis. And PPR also enhances enrichment of genetic resources, enrichment. So these are some of the merits. Now moving on, what are the demerits? It will promote, as the demerits of, I have discussed demerits of PPV and FR, Plant Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Right Act. It will promote monopoly. It will increase unhealthy practices. It will lead to increase in prices, as I have said. They will produce less and hence the prices will hike. It will lead to reduction in genetic variability, reduce genetic variability due to high production and use of HYVs, that is high yielding varieties. there will be compulsion to purchase fresh seed every year. Need to purchase fresh seed every year, because no one will be eligible to produce their seed except for this breeder whose seed it is. So we will have to purchase seed every year, fresh seed every year. So these were some of the demerits. So I hope you understand all the topics. For any queries, that is all for today. For any queries, do comment. If you like it, please press the like button. Do share and subscribe. Keep making notes. I tell you in every lecture, the notes you are going to make are your Brahmastra. Every question, almost every question will be directly asked from your notes, from the topics I am teaching you. So keep making notes. Thank you.